Hello and welcome to this video on ArrayList introduction. The ArrayList introduction video contains the basic understanding of ArrayList, how to add elements, how to remove elements, and comparison between array and ArrayList. So let us dive into this video. The ArrayList class is part of the Java collection framework. This class implements the list interface provided by the collections framework. This is a high-level hierarchy of ArrayList, and this is one of the most widely used Java because of its flexibility. Java ArrayList is preferred data structure for everyone who needs dynamic arrays. So let us understand some basic concepts of ArrayList before getting into the syntax and problem solving. The Java array list grows and syncs dynamically as and when we add or remove elements from it. ArrayList uses the array as an internal data structure to store elements. This provides flexibility to use elements using the indexes. ArrayList allows to store duplicate values including null values. It is an ordered collection, that is, it maintains the insertion order. And Java ArrayList supports generics and it only allows object in the ArrayList. For primitive values like int, long, etc., use the wrapper class. And ArrayList iterator and list iterator implementation is fail fast. ArrayList is not thread safe. We need to apply synchronization if multiple threads will change ArrayList at the same time. So now let us understand about the basic structure of initializing an array list. So for initializing array list, you need to import two packages, the ArrayList package and list package. So first let us do that. Import java.util.ArrayList, and then we have our java.util.list. So these two are the packages that are required for us. Now let us initialize our main class. Public static void main string args. Now to initialize, I'll be calling the list interface first and lesser than sign. And in this example, I'm planning on providing the list of cities. So I'm using my string and I'll provide the states variable equal to new of array list. So as you can see, I'll be giving my list interface here and assigning a initialization of the array list here. And my array list will also contain the string as they have to match and open close brackets semicolon. This is how I initialize my array list. Now to add elements, I'll call the variables dot add and add in cities like California. I'll add states dot add New York. I'll add states dot add Hawaii. Has to be in caps. And at last I'll have my Florida. So now these four states are now stored in my array list. For me to check if these values are assigned, I need to provide my println statement and just call the states. And java.testMain and Java. As you can see, the array list is printed in the order of insertion, as I said before. Now, what happens if I add another state in the middle? States dot add maybe Texas. Now, when I try to print this out, I have to print the states again to know if it's working right. Yeah. So now When I try to print this out, as you can see, my new state texas is increased. In our normal arrays, our length of the array is fixed and we cannot increment or decrement it. That's where ArrayList comes into place. Whenever we want dynamically structured arrays, we go for ArrayList. And this is how we add elements. Now coming to removing elements. So I can remove an element by just providing the index or the name of the variable. So how do I do that? And I'll just try to call my states variable and give remove of object. What would be my object is New York. And now if I try to run my states, let's see what happens. As you can see, our New York is removed by just providing the value that I wanted to be removed. And not only that, I can also do the same by providing the index. What do I mean by index? 0, 1. So first position of New York can also be removed using the same method. I give Java C test main and I give Java. As you can see, I'm getting the same output by removing my New York by just providing index or the object name. And for certain cases, we might require to know whether a particular object exists in the list or not. And that is where contains come into place. So I'll provide my states dot contains and I'll provide my object name. For example, let me check if I have Texas or not. And for me to know if it exists or not, I have to system dot out dot print and I open my bracket and I close my brackets here. So let me just comment it out so that you don't get confused with any of these values. I'll jam this to know my final output state and if it checks this if it has Texas or not. Java C and Java. As you can see, I'm returned with true. So this means my Texas exists. What if I have a state that doesn't exist? For example, Canada. Canada is not a state, but still we'll check if it's returning false or not. As you can see, false is being returned because Canada doesn't exist. So now I like to know the difference between array and ArrayList. So once you work on ArrayList in Java, you might start to think like ArrayList and arrays. What is the difference between them? In this session, we'll be discussing about the limitations of arrays. Arrays have a fixed width and you need to specify the size upfront before you use it, and its size will remain the same even if you remove all the elements from the array. On the other hand, ArrayList is dynamic in nature and it will grow or shrink automatically as we add or remove elements from it. Array is just data storage and you need to write the code to work on the array. For example, add, remove, or search. While ArrayList provides a set of methods which make it easy to work with it. Keep in mind that ArrayList is not better than arrays, but it is a better choice if you don't know the size upfront and need a dynamic array. If you know the size, array is the best choice and provides efficient speed and accuracy. So choose your data structure based upon your use case and do not decide it based upon the power it has. So a good coding understanding to have is that if you're not using certain elements, you can go with the simpler one because you might always have a chance to rephrase it into the other one, as Java is so compatible with each other objects and it would be much easier to migrate rather than work on it from the start. So in this video, we saw on the introduction of ArrayList and some of the methods like add, remove, contain, and we also saw the difference between array and ArrayList. Hope this video was helpful. See you in the next video. Thank you.